It's, I think, increasingly clear to many of us that Antioch College cannot have a future without a present. It's a little hard to see why you'd have to learn that, but some folks apparently do. And that Nonstop is that present, the heart and soul of the students and faculty who are the college's living present. So in some ways, Antioch has faced a much harsher version of trends that are apparent throughout the world. It's been perhaps here more ruthless, more heedless of tradition, more dissembling, even more indifferent to human consequences than it has been in many other places in the country and the world. So what I want to do now is place some of what's happened in Yellow Springs over the last half a dozen years in the context of higher education as a whole. International capital frequently sees higher education either as an investment opportunity or indeed as a kind of service industry for international finance. Thus, the International Monetary Fund has repeatedly insisted on a shift to contingent faculty as a loan condition. In other words, a number of developing countries have been told, in order to, as a condition of getting your loan approved, you have to shift your reliance from full-time tenurable faculty in your colleges and universities to part-time faculty. And believe me, when you're presented by that threat from the International Monetary Fund, what countries have typically done is caved, right? You don't get your $1 billion unless you get rid of your full-time faculty. So that's an international trend and one that really needs to be fought globally, not just locally. The logic for the International Monetary Fund, for the IMF, is that the purpose of a university is to facilitate foreign investment and therefore enable profit-making on the part of the countries that are providing the loans and the loan guarantees. That's sort of the payoff for the investment that the countries that fund the IMF get. The payoff is profitable foreign investment. And they want to know that the institutions of higher education are producing exactly the graduates that are needed at any given time to promote the kinds of investment that the industrial base in that country is ready to offer. So you want to change. Different industries rise and fall. You want to get rid of your existing faculty and have different faculty, because the only aim is not to educate students in any broad way, but to produce cogs in the wheels of international finance. But the truth is that faculty in most institutions have more inherent power than they realize. If they stand together, and if they can stand together with the entire staff on campus, they have the power to force change. They have the power, with or without collective bargaining rights, to force an administration to negotiate. They have the power to keep charge over the curriculum. If you can build that kind of solidarity, then you have the numbers to preserve the freedoms that I think are central to keeping higher education, the quality higher education that's so important to all of us. In many ways, of course, now Nonstop Antioch is doing just that, taking the curriculum back, taking it back from the night, gaining control over it, building solidarity with the community and with its students. And I think because of that whole effort, it's become, and should become even more so, a kind of beacon for the country as a whole. Thanks.